Have you ever taken your car to a wash and asked them to clean the engine bay until it sparkles? It sounds harmless, but this is one of the quickest ways to silently damage your car, and most drivers don't even realize it. Many people have ended up spending thousands of dollars due to a few minutes of cleaning that led to an unexplained engine failure. In this video, I'll show you why you should absolutely avoid using high-pressure water in the engine bay, and the proper cleaning methods that experienced mechanics in the US always recommend to keep your car in good shape for longer. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. One, don't wash the engine bay with a high-pressure hose. Many people think cleaning the engine bay makes the car look cleaner and newer, but this habit can easily cause damage. The engine bay of a modern car contains dozens of electrical connectors, sensors, the ECU, fuses, and wires that are highly sensitive to water. When you use a high-pressure hose, water can seep into these areas, causing short circuits, damaged sensors, or even preventing the car from starting. There are plenty of cases where a car stops working right after an engine bay wash and has to be towed to the shop. Upon inspection, water has infiltrated the ECU, frying its circuits, with replacement costs ranging from $1,000 to $3,000. Additionally, the strong water jet can dislodge rubber seals, allowing water to reach spark plugs, drive belts, or the air intake. Starting the engine in this condition can cause shaking, jerking, or sudden stalling on the road. The right way is to wipe the engine bay with a damp cloth or use a specialized engine cleaning solution. If water is necessary, carefully cover electrical components, reduce the hose pressure, and ensure everything is completely dry before starting the car. Never wash the engine bay when it's hot, as the temperature difference can crack plastic parts or damage wires. A slightly dusty engine bay won't cause any issues, but one wrong wash could cost you thousands in repairs. 2. Don't press the stop button while driving. Many people wonder, if you press the stop button while driving, will the car stop immediately? In reality, modern cars have safety systems, so accidentally hitting the start-stop button won't shut the car off right away. However, that doesn't mean it's safe to try for fun. Pressing the stop button while the car is moving can disrupt the electrical system, cause a loss of power steering or braking assistance, or trigger errors in the central control unit. In an emergency, like a stuck accelerator pedal, never turn off the engine immediately. When the engine stops, power steering and braking assistance are lost, and the car will keep moving while you struggle to control it. The safer approach is to shift the gear to neutral, or N, hold the steering wheel steady, and gradually slow down to stop in a safe spot. Only then should you turn off the engine. Many cars require you to hold the button for a few seconds to shut off, a feature designed to prevent accidental shutdowns. However, older models or those with different designs may react differently, potentially cutting power abruptly. This could disable safety systems like airbags or ABS. The key takeaway is not to test this on the road, as even a second of lost control can lead to a collision. If you need to check safety functions, do it in an open area with guidance or let a technician handle it. Don't let a small action turn into a big risk. Cars are designed to protect you, but the driver is ultimately responsible for safety. 3. Don't shift to P while the car is moving. One seemingly harmless habit that quietly damages the transmission is shifting to park before the car has fully stopped. Some drivers do this out of impatience, wanting to stop quickly or park in a hurry. But this action can put unusual stress on the drivetrain. The park position isn't just a symbol. It engages a mechanical lock inside the transmission, called the parking pawel, which secures the drive shaft when the car is stationary. If this lock engages while the car is still moving, the entire inertia of the vehicle slams into this small component. When the pawel wears out or breaks, the transmission may produce squealing noises, vibrations, or fail to hold the car in place. In worst-case scenarios, the car could roll freely, especially on a slope, posing a danger to those nearby. Additionally, the sudden mechanical impact can chip gears or misalign the transmission's internal shafts, with repair costs ranging from $1,000 to over $4,000, depending on the car. Modern cars have safety systems that prevent shifting to park while moving, but that doesn't mean you should test it. Sensors or electronic modules can sometimes have a delay. The correct method is to press the brake, stop the car completely, keep your foot on the brake, then shift to park and engage the parking brake. This reduces stress on the transmission and protects the parking brake system from excessive strain. 4. Don't shift to reverse while the car's moving forward. Many new drivers are curious. What happens if I shift to reverse, R, while driving forward? The answer is, don't ever try it. Modern cars have safety systems that prevent the transmission from engaging reverse while moving forward, but that doesn't mean the action is harmless. Inside an automatic transmission, there are numerous gears, clutch plates, and hydraulic controls. Suddenly commanding a direction reversal while the car is moving forward puts enormous mechanical stress on the system. If you're lucky, the transmission's control unit will ignore the command. But in older cars, or if sensors lag, the abrupt shift can cause gears to clash, wearing out clutches, bending shafts, or breaking gear teeth. The result could be a damaged transmission, severe jerking, or the car stalling in the middle of the road. Repairing a damaged automatic transmission due to this error isn't cheap. Costs range from $2,000 to over $5,000, not including labor. Another mistake is shifting quickly from reverse to drive, D, while the car is still rolling backward, especially before it has fully stopped. This is essentially like forcing the transmission to spin in reverse, reducing the lifespan of the transmission fluid and wearing out internal brakes. The safest approach: always stop the car completely before changing direction. Keep your foot on the brake, wait half a second for the engine RPM to stabilize, then shift gears. This small habit protects your transmission, prevents jerking, and saves thousands in repair costs. Every car has its limits, and the transmission is one of the most fragile components if mistreated. Comment 4 if you agree with me. 5. Don't hang too many keys on your keychain. Many people have a habit of piling all their keys onto one keychain. Car keys, house keys, office keys, and even heavy decorative trinkets. It might seem convenient, but over time, this small habit can seriously damage your car's ignition. When the car is moving, every bump or rough patch causes the heavy keychain to sway and pull on the ignition switch. The constant weight puts pressure on the lock cylinder, wearing down the internal metal pins and components. After a few years, you might notice the key is harder to insert, turning it feels stiff. Or, worst of all, the ignition jams completely, preventing the car from starting. When this happens, it's not just the ignition cylinder that's affected. It could damage the entire electrical switch assembly. Replacement costs can range from a few hundred to over $1,000, not including labor to disassemble the dashboard. Older cars with mechanical ignitions are especially prone to this issue, but even vehicles with start-stop buttons can suffer from loose or damaged electronic sensors if the keychain pulls on them over time. The simplest fix is to keep your car key separate, carrying only the remote and a lightweight house key. Store all other keys in a separate bag or on another keychain. Another tip is to use a lightweight keychain, avoiding heavy metal ones or bulky decorative items. 6. Don't overfill the oil. Many people think of adding a bit extra for good measure when changing oil, but too much oil can be just as harmful as too little. Every engine has a specified oil level, clearly marked on the dipstick. When the oil exceeds the max line, the crankshaft churns the oil into foam, creating thousands of tiny bubbles. At this point, the oil loses its lubricating ability, no longer acting as a protective film between metal parts. Instead, it becomes a frothy mixture that increases friction and generates excessive heat. This can cause components like pistons, piston rings, and camshafts to wear out quickly or seize up. Additionally, Abnormally high oil pressure can dislodge seals and rubber gaskets, leading to leaks. If you notice blue smoke or a faint burning smell around the hood after an oil change, that's a classic sign of overfilling. If not addressed early, excess oil can flow back into the intake, burn in the combustion chamber, and clog the catalytic converter. Repairs for this can be very costly. Checking is simple. After an oil change, wait a few minutes for the oil to settle, then pull the dipstick, wipe it clean, and check again. The oil level should sit between the MN and max marks, never above. If you've overfilled, drain the excess using a suction tube or ask a mechanic for help. Most importantly, don't drive the car if you know the oil level is too high. A few extra ounces of oil might seem harmless, but it's enough to destroy an engine worth thousands of dollars. 7. Don't forget to change the oil. Regular oil changes are the simplest maintenance task, yet it's the one most often overlooked. Some car owners only change the oil when the warning light comes on, or worse, wait until the engine starts making loud noises or jerking before taking it to the shop. By then, it's too late. Engine oil is the lifeblood of the engine. It lubricates, cools, and carries away dirt. When old oil oxidizes, thickens, or loses viscosity, metal parts in the engine grind directly against each other, generating heat and wearing out quickly. The consequences go beyond a clattering noise at startup. Bearings, pistons, and camshafts can get scratched or scorched, and oil can turn into black sludge that clogs passages, causing the engine to overheat and burn more fuel. In modern cars, systems like variable valve timing or turbochargers are especially sensitive to dirty oil. Just one missed oil change can lead to repair costs of thousands of dollars or even a full engine overhaul. Manufacturers typically recommend oil changes every 3,000 to 7,500 miles, depending on the oil type and driving conditions. If you frequently drive in city traffic, stop at red lights often, or take short trips, you should change the oil sooner. The easiest way is to note the schedule on a sticker or set a phone reminder. Fresh oil is a clear amber color, while old oil turns black, thick, and smells burnt. Don't wait for the warning light, as it only activates when oil pressure or viscosity is critically low. An oil change costs just a few dollars but can save you from a repair bill in the thousands. 8. Don't let the fuel tank run dry. Many people wait until the fuel warning light flashes before refueling, thinking, I can still drive a few more miles. But consistently letting the fuel tank run low is one of the fastest ways to damage the fuel system. The bottom of the fuel tank always contains a layer of fine sediment, dust, rust, and tiny debris. When the fuel level is low, the fuel pump has to suck from the bottom, pulling this sediment into the fuel filter and injectors. Over time, these components get clogged, causing the car to jerk during acceleration, struggle to start, or stall on the road. Moreover, the fuel pump is designed to be cooled by the fuel in the tank. When the fuel level is too low, the pump works in a hotter environment without proper cooling. Repeatedly running on low fuel can weaken or burn out the pump. Replacement costs can range from $600 to $1,000, depending on the car. Some modern cars use high-pressure electronic pumps that are especially sensitive to heat, and just a few dry runs can significantly reduce their lifespan. Another risk, when climbing hills or taking curves with low fuel, the remaining fuel sloshes to one side, causing the pump to miss, leading to a sudden loss of power or stalling. This is particularly dangerous at high speeds on the highway. The best practice is to refuel when the gauge shows about a quarter of a tank left, not when the warning light comes on. This habit keeps the fuel pump cool, prevents sediment from entering the system, and ensures stable engine performance. Don't skimp on a quick stop at the gas station. Each time you run dry, you're quietly shortening your car's lifespan. 9. Don't ignore warning lights. Many drivers see a warning light pop up on the dashboard and keep driving, thinking, it's probably fine, I'll check it tomorrow. But this carelessness can turn small issues into major, costly repairs. Warning lights aren't just for decoration. They're the only way your car communicates that something's wrong. Each symbol has a specific meaning. Yellow lights signal a need for inspection, while red lights indicate danger, requiring you to stop the car immediately. When the check engine light comes on, many ignore it because the car still runs fine, but it could point to a faulty sensor, ignition issues, or an incorrect fuel-air mixture. If left unaddressed, these problems can overheat the catalytic converter, causing it to clog or burn out, with replacement costs ranging from $1,000 to $2,500. In modern cars, systems like the electronics, ABS brakes, or airbags have their own warning lights, and even a small unresolved issue can significantly reduce the car's safety. Even seemingly minor lights like the tire pressure, TPMS, or oil warning are critical. If the oil light is on and you keep driving, the engine could seize up within minutes due to lack of lubrication. 10. Don't skip wheel balancing and alignment. Many people only get their wheels balanced or aligned when the steering wheel pulls noticeably or the car shakes heavily, but even slight misalignments can cause tires to wear out twice as fast. Every time you steer, the suspension, tie rods, control arms, and tires work together to keep the car on track. If the wheel alignment is off, even by a few degrees, the car's weight distributes unevenly, causing one side of the tire to wear faster, the car to drift slightly, and the driver to constantly correct the steering to stay straight. Many ignore this because the car still drives fine, but after a few thousand miles, tires will show uneven wear with sawtooth patterns or localized bulges. This not only forces you to replace tires sooner, but also puts uneven stress on the suspension and wheel bearings, significantly shortening their lifespan. Worse, driving with misaligned wheels can make the car unstable during hard braking or cornering, especially on wet roads. Wheel balancing is just as crucial. When a wheel's weight is unevenly distributed, the car vibrates slightly at low speeds, and the shaking worsens as you accelerate. This isn't just uncomfortable, it overworks the steering system and shocks, leading to looseness or worn bearings over time. 11. Don't forget to check tire pressure. Tire pressure is one of the most overlooked aspects of car maintenance, yet it directly affects tire durability, ride comfort, and fuel efficiency. Most modern cars have tire pressure monitoring systems, but don't let that make you complacent. These systems only alert you when a tire is critically low, and by then, the tire may have been underinflated for weeks without you noticing. An underinflated tire increases the contact area with the road, generating more heat, wearing out faster, and reducing fuel efficiency by about 3% to 5%. On the other hand, overinflated tires become too stiff, reducing grip and increasing the risk of a blowout at high speeds. There have been plenty of cases where a tire blows out on the freeway simply because the driver didn't check the pressure before a trip. Rising temperatures cause air pressure to expand, and if the tire is already weak, that's enough to cause an accident. Unstable tire pressure also damages the suspension, shocks, and driving feel. You'll notice the steering feels heavier, the car sways, or there's slight vibration when accelerating. Every small detail on your car exists for a reason, and using it correctly keeps the car durable, smooth, and cost-efficient. Don't overlook seemingly harmless habits like shifting gears before stopping, letting the fuel tank run dry, or ignoring warning lights. Each moment of neglect could cost you thousands in repairs. Treat your car like you treat your own safety. If you found this helpful, subscribe to the channel for more tips to keep your car running longer.